A fine good evening to all of you. Monday, August 28th. Art stream for August. Yays! Super excited about it. Got plenty to do, so very focused on what we'll be doing here. So give me just a moment. Okay. And there we are. All right. Turn that music down a tad. The incomparable Inon Zur. Fantastic work by Inon Zur. There we are. Now I just have to figure out why my little face isn't doing anything. Come on, face. Come on, face, move. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Do 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 do. Ba 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 da da da. Well, that's just silly. Let's try. Okay. Weird. It is not registering my mic. That's sad. Oh, I can't find my audio device. Well, that's sadness, isn't it? Let's try something here. Oh, I startle you easily. Okay. How you doing today, Black Fox? Yeah, I'm opening a potion. Okay, buddy. Ooh-wee. All right. Aha, I see. Now it's working. Do-do-do-do-do-boo. Okay. Oh, for Pete's sake, fine. Oh no, you broke your teapot! That's always sad. I was recently looking at a teapot on Amazon that was cast iron to avoid such things. I'm sorry that you broke it. Just get this to do what I want. Of course not. Why would it do what I wanted? Oh, for okay. Somebody stole the sponges. Sounds like you've got some desperate thieves in Canada. Come on, don't do that. It'd be cool if you do the thing you're supposed to do. Oh, I bet you it's this. Because I'm a silly bastard. No, it's not. Man. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Black Box. That sucks. Well, fortunately, despite losing that teapot, I'm sure you can get another one. Seems to me in every other country aside from the U.S., they're on every street corner for about 5 cents. Seems that way anyway. Excellent, yes. Get a new teapot. Enjoy the new teapot. And actually, maybe get a pack of sponges, too. I mean, seems to me that was the original problem. Wednesday. Gotta love Wednesday. I'm having the darndest time. Fortunately, it seems like the magic rectangle's doing fine, but for some reason, other stuff just is not wanting to work properly. And yes, we were listening to the Mass Effect 2 soundtrack today. I love Mass Effect 2. I love Mass Effect 1. Not a big fan of Mass Effect 3. Did like Mass Effect Andromeda. But this is probably my favorite song on the whole frickin' thing aside from Suicide Run. The rebirth of the Normandy. This scene really tugged at my heartstrings. Yeah, it doesn't click for everybody. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I completely understand that. So yeah, no worries there. But man, oh man, does it ever click for me? I am having the worst time with software today. Just let me do a thing. Amazingly enough, yes, actually today I got the last component that I needed. So hopefully I'll be getting in touch with much more technically minded people than me, and we'll get that fixed. So, super looking forward to that. Okay, why is this not doing what I want it to do? Oh my god, now it's doing the thing. Are you not? Well, yeah, of course, next month, because I won't be streaming for a couple of weeks. I will be out of town. I am baffled by how software works and then doesn't work. It's incredible. I know it probably has everything to do with what I'm doing. Or not doing. But honest to Pete, some days... you know what? That's just not going to work today, so that's fine. I'm not going to sit here and restart OBS because my little face isn't showing up, so no worries. So, plenty to work on today. I actually am planning on working on some promotional art today as well. So that should be fun. And let me get that. Yeah, we'll come back to that. We got some inking to do. This is actually the page that that I skipped. So jumping back to get that page. Yep. Ghost Zib today. I love OBS. And it's one of those things where it's like I said, I guarantee something stupid that I'm doing, but for the life of me, I can't figure out why it would do such a thing. Now, I know I'm stupid because I probably should have restarted my whole computer before I did anything today. But I thought, you know what? Everything looks like it's set properly, so what I should do is I should probably, every time I ask myself a question, I should probably do the opposite of what I think I should do. It's getting to that point. So, anyway, there's all this art up here to look at, so who cares about a little kobold face? Right. Aside from me and my mom. Oh, did Dynamic Cat sneak in here? Hello, Dynamic Cat. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Ba-do-do-do. Keyscape, let's get your little nose in there. Skulking. I don't know. I don't know. Dynamic Cat, were you skulking? That's a pretty harsh. Oh, you know what? Don't blame you. All the Mass Effect music in here, stealth is not an option. Thought about doing a sci-fi comic one of these days. All right. Again, if things had worked on this stream from the get-go, I guarantee you it would be Slime Zip, not me. I put his lid on pretty tight tonight, so he is not coming out. Doesn't have a whole lot of torque, that guy. Scrape finders. Space trap finders, I will get. I think it would be an adventure comic. I don't know if I have the comedy chops to do a gag-a-day comic, but yeah, it would be interesting to do like a sci-fi comic. I could go Wizardry 6 on the whole thing and just add sci-fi to the fantasy. Scrap finders, yes. Scrap finders sounds like a guild for Remnant from the Ashes. I only mention that because I've been playing the first one a lot. Hey, Project! Good to see you, man. Nice for you to drop in. You're not biased at all about sci-fi comics. Not a bit. Don't got any skin in that game, do you? I knew Project was alive. You owe me $5, or the equivalent of Canadian money. 5, like, beaver bucks or Moose dollars. I'm not sure. Yes. The very same. It cannot be contained by normal means, this projectile. He is a wily foe, comprised entirely of sass. Dangerous amounts of sass. I do have to say, other countries have such pretty money. I got a chance to see Australian money. Woo! Pretty money. It's one thing to see, green, and obviously in this over here, it's pretty expected to see green, but I don't know. Some of them are just real pretty. You know what, Kisuke? This arm of yours is just not working out for me. I'm going to have to go ahead and put the kibosh on it. Yes, sass and an imagination, two of the most powerful weapons I've ever seen. Humankind is a very dangerous and creative foe, but sassy. Sassy to the point of complete anarchy. What am I doing not having your collarbone in there? What am I doing not drawing your collarbone properly? That's better. Oh, so your 20 is green. Okay, all right. Kyle, I gotta ask, what is so great about drawing sci-fi comics? What do you like about drawing sci-fi comics? And no fair saying your comic. Lordy Lou. To borrow a human phrase. I just want to draw. Bicep is just silly now. It's not flexing. Your main character qualifies as an anti-villain. Or like an anti-hero? That's pretty cool. I think my main characters qualify as chaotic dumb. Growing on alignment. Chaotic dumb, but they mean well. That's interesting, though. How does that affect you? You think? How does that change anything, or does it? Does it even faze you? You think I would be a little bit better at this after so many years? Oh, very interesting. I believe in the D&D vernacular, that would be called lawful evil. Where, yes, he does bad things, but he does it within the letter of the law or to his own personal code that he sticks to no matter what. Very interesting, though. That's got to be fun, just to kind of go through your roster and just kind of see how your characters wash out. Black Fox is interesting. You said Mass Effect never worked out for you. I will say, Mass Effect 2 was described once as being, in video game terms, it was almost like a television series, where it had an incredible opening episode, like opening pilot was incredible. The storylines were all interesting. A great mid-season twist / shocker. And then the season finale, all particularly good, all particularly interesting. So, if you ever see it on sale, you should give it a try. Because I think you would, if you give it a fair shake, I think the game is pretty dang good. I am focusing way too heavily on this because it's just not working out. Meep, meep. Let's bust from the sketch a bit here and go with a little bit more of what we know. That's better. Oh, there you go. Free on Game Pass. Good stuff. Lots of great characters, lots of great lore. I will say the nice thing, too, about the second game is you don't have to have played the first one to enjoy it. It will actually catch you right up at the beginning. So, that's my endorsement. What are you up to this evening, Kyle? You working on your comic? Something else that we will have eventually here also is going to be a map. It's not something I'll be able to do here tonight. I actually have to do some map work with a specific site that I like to use called Inkarnate. And you might be saying, well, that'd be very interesting, Zib. Why don't we do that? And it's like, well, I've forgotten how to use it. And if you think me stumbling through OBS is bad, woo-wee, you don't want to see me trying to do Inkarnate. I jumped in there a couple days ago just to see if I could get something done, and it was a solid no. It was a solid no. It was enough of a no that my magic rectangle just told me no. Like, Zib, put me down, go outside, touch grass. Oh, that's great. Yep. Sci-fi has always had a very special place in my heart. It's right above the left ventricle, slowly congealing into a dark mass, possibly made entirely out of Sith energy. I will find out later. But no, I do love sci-fi quite a bit. And it's kind of been in my mind lately to work a little bit in the sci-fi realm, maybe try to do some one-offs or small projects, just to kind of get my feet wet in there, because that's actually a genre I don't think I've ever done anything in. I've enjoyed it plenty, but I've never done anything with it. It's inspired by, most recently it was inspired by Starfinder. Neat game. A very neat game. But yes, Black Box, we will have a map eventually, so to go with the coffee and semi-nudity, we will have a map in the background. Oh, good stuff, good stuff. Oh, good for you. That's awesome. Only 12 panels left. Oof. They always sound like way more than they are, don't they? It's like 12 panels, and it's just like, oh, that'll take forever. It really won't. It looks like it will, but it really won't. And then, 6 panels in, you're just like, oh, no. Oh, no. I need to start another chapter soon. We grow our chapters big here at Trap Finders. I think the shortest chapters we had were when we started the comic, and I think the first chapter's like 20 pages, something like that. And then this last chapter 4, I think, was almost like 150 something, 200 pages, something like that. I don't know off the top of my head, but it was an impressive number, at least to me. So I think I mentioned it last week. We're getting so far ahead that actually I think the pages that I'm drawing at this point are actually going to be showing up in December or possibly next year. So the first Trap Finders comic of 24 has already been drawn from at least what I know. So that's kind of exciting, isn't it? Of course it is. It's very exciting if your name is Fabian Zeb. And drawing Keysuke with the creepy music. Oh. Let's angle that iris a little bit better. There we go. Jam's criminal empire will grow. Ah, yes, when there's a map to actually expand upon, yes, then you can actually have a criminal empire. Yeah, actually, when I was first researching doing webcomics, some of the materials that I was looking into, they were saying, yeah, I always have like 30 days of comics ahead. And that's less like, wow, that's a lot of comics. It's a lot of comics to do for one little kobold. But it's not bad advice. It's not bad advice at all, especially if you get sick or hurt or just have other crap going on. It's incredibly good advice. Again, only a couple more pages with this ludicrous hair. I was like, oh, that'll be useful to show the passage of time. It's like, no. And I'm begging you, never do this again. Yep, if I'm kidnapped and held for ransom, they're going to be like, we were, initially, we just thought he was some punk, but, something, that comic keeps updating even when he's stuck here in this basement. Yeah, I thought for sure he'd have to put out some message to his readers like, oh, gee, uh-oh, I can't make a comic. I'm tied up by the Fernelli brothers. And you know what? He keeps doing it. He keeps working. Strong guy, that guy. I was doing a little world building here, making up the Fernelli twins, Fernelli brothers. I don't know if they're twins. That would be a little bit more detailed than I care to get for a one-off gag like the Fernelli brothers. Look at that. It's the Indiana Jones arrow. Someone called Lucasfilm. Will he dye his hair back to his original color? Well, if he doesn't, I will. Yeah. Do like his hair the way he is, but... Oh, yeah, that's the twist. They're actually cousins. Yeah, the Fernelli brothers just sounded more official. But really, they're just cousins. Not even particularly close cousins. I like how this arrow's just like, here's where the plot is. On the other side of the planet. Alright. I will have more continents and map-like things to have on here eventually, but Now just having it out and about is good. All right. Probably shouldn't have picked so many technically sparse pages to do. That's okay. And if we run out of stuff to draw, we might try drawing something else, or we might try playing a game. With the way I'm technically, I'm looking at my computer and thinking there is just no way it's going to let me do anything aside from what I've managed to jury rig it to do today. This computer is like the Millennium Falcon. Not that it's, you know, fast or specifically, you know, intriguing or dangerous, but hell if it breaks down at the worst possible times. No, actually, it's a very reliable computer. It's just that OBS is a very not great bit of software sometimes. I mean, you get what you pay for. It's free, but... Okay. There we are. Okay. Yeah, this one's going to be pretty dominated by maps, but we've got a couple of more panels down here. This one, as well as the last page, the page before this one, I should say, kind of helped to showcase that Kisuke is still, I wouldn't say naive, but he's still very, green when it comes to adventuring. But he also represents the kind of spirit of adventuring. Going and seeing and doing things that you've never gone, seen, or done before. Probably one of the reasons Kaguya keeps him around. Since he's so enthusiastic about being out and doing things. And getting eaten by dragons, apparently. Apparently that's a new hobby for him. All right. Here's a little smiley face. He's such a smiley little dude. You're drinking tea out of a reusable travel coffee cup. Yeah, that's true enough. I mean, that's kind of what ended up happening with that last sequence with the dragon and everything. His bravado kind of got the best of him, and he just was like, dragons. Meh, I can do what I want. And it bothered Katya quite a bit. Obviously, she got very mad at him, but then she, did break down a little bit later and just tell him, like, I was actually really scared. He's like, oh, yeah, that was a bad idea. Yeah, good point, too. He is almost immortal. Not quite immortal. Much more half a vampire than full. Be delving a little bit more into that in this chapter as well. And since I've gotten the question from more than a few people, this chapter will see the return of the kobolds. You can bet your bippy on that. Come on, Zip. Don't do that. But yes, kobolds are returning. Because they are fun to write for, they're fun to draw, and they do all kinds of cool little mechanical things. I'm not biased at all at how cool kobolds are, but I think that's Garrus's theme. Oh, Garrus, what a great character. I romanced Garrus in my playthrough because he is a space kitty. Space lizard kitty. Also, he had a very good story, and you just want to give the dude a hug the entire game. And he has a very cool voice, very similar to this. It's flanged, though. I do love the technical flange that they put on his voice. All of the Turians. I'm not sure the mechanics reason for it, but I do know they have mandibles, so that might be kind of the vibrations that the mandibles have. Regardless, they're a really cool race, and they're really cool to play with. Look at that happy little face. Look at that little bugger. Oh, goof. Oh, I'm going to go jump into a dragon. See you later. Yeah, that is absolutely not his voice, but... Oh, goodness gracious me. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else saw this. Because I'm super narcissistic like that, I was watching the stream back from last week to see how it was working, and it was all like black screen for me. I got all the audio and everything, but I reported it the other night, and it looks like it's fixed. So if you weren't able to see the VOD from last week, it's there. It's ready to go. The aliens wearing hazard suits. That's most of them, to be fair. Oh, you mean the oh my god. The not Solarians. Shoot. They're little guys, right? They're they all kind of have a respirator thing. Oh, no, you're talking about the Quarians. Yeah, the Quarians. Very cool race. Very cool story. Kind of a twist story, but very good story. They lost their planet to an artificial life form called the Geth. And in the interim, they have been off their planet for so long that they've grown up. I believe the official lore thing was they've grown up without insect life. So with whatever role insects play in their particular ecology, they don't have an immune system at all. That's why they have to wear the suits. Yeah, there's a lot to it. I mean, it's funny when Project was talking about Star Trek, I was just like, yeah, Star Trek. Oh man, there's so much good stuff that's come out of Star Trek. Yeah, story-wise, I think you could really enjoy Mass Effect. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of great lore, a lot of great characters. This is turning into Chrono Trigger all over again. But yeah, their story is very interesting, and I won't go too far into it because there's a lot of good story that you get to kind of unveil and kind of explore as it comes up. So if at some point you do jump onto Game Pass and download it, think you'll like it. Especially if you liked games like Dragon Age or Baldur's Gate, things like that. It's kind of like that, but with lasers and rocket launchers. And robots. Lots of robots. Also, lots of good banter. There we go. All right. I like this picture actually. I do like this little like like he's getting you to stop talking, please. He's like, oh okay. There we go. Oh, I said originally, the composer for this game was Enon Zur, and he did Dragon Age music as well. Dude just knows his way around an orchestra. I will say that. He gets some sound that is just insane. Um, definitely gotta suggest both the Dragon Age soundtrack and Mass Effect 2. Very good stuff. Enon Zur, I wish they were still using him as a composer because his music was fantastic. Also saw some very unfortunate news about BioWare laying off a bunch of old school employees, guys who've been around since Baldur's Gate 1 and Knights of the Old Republic. Very disappointing. Very disappointing to see. It's like, you know they want to change the lore when they get rid of the entire writing team. I think David Gator left a while ago, but... Yeah, Star Trek Twilight Zone. Oh, Twilight Zone. There's a show that was way before its time. There's a show that absolutely just rocked. In the most subtle, creepy way possible. Just such a great show. Rod Serling. I mean, obviously, Rod Serling did a ton to make the. This is 11 more panels to go. See, they are coming down. You're stacking them up like cordwood, man. I mean, you know, technically, this is the last panel for me. So, super awesome co-boulder. Nah, it's just that's good. That's awesome. Just taking them down one panel at a time. All right. You get your rest. Thanks for dropping by. It was really nice to have you over. Have a good one. Hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Good luck on the rest of the panels. Oh, look at all those good nights going up. That's so nice of you guys. You're all so nice. Everybody's so nice. There we go. It's a fairly drawn page, if I recall correctly. All right. All right. Moving on to another page. Getting that page count up. Getting that page count up. This keeps up, we might actually do some coloring. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. is the plot twist that you actually didn't go to bed. Oh, man. Good night, Project. Good night. Yes, yes. Hiroko is slowly, painfully making her way out of her room. She's kind of in contrast to, yeah, it did. Actually, I think Twilight Zone and the original Star Trek series were really subversive in what they covered and, like, what they did. And, like, the subjects they covered. So, yeah, very, very cool stuff. Oh, have a good night. Yeah, when you're like 3.5 feet tall, a whole bottle of wine's kind of a tall order. She's a trooper. I think I already decided what I was going to call this page, and I think it's going to be called She Named the Bottle. Yeah, I had a bit of a Tony Stark shot with her on the last page with her, so... That's better. Music was a little loud on my side, but it's better now. I wonder if I can get this to work now. Just wondering. Just wondering if I can get it to work. No. Nah, it's not gonna work. Well, today Fabians have learned a very important lesson, and that lesson is always restart your freaking computer every day that you're gonna stream. Every single day. Restart that computer. Because apparently OBS gets very confused. All right, let's get this party started. We'll be making liberal use of the shift button that is available on the side here. Come on, do it. Come on, your big thing is multi-touch. How does it work? What happened? Oh well, my little face isn't showing up, but it's okay. Like I said, I believe the reason is because I foolishly decided to not restart my computer. That is the reason. I'm going to hold myself accountable with that. Actually, now I have to go back and look in my notes and see if the door handle is correct. I believe oh, I thought it would work, but turns out it won't. So I just thought, oh, okay, well, some time has passed, maybe now, and it's just like, no, it's not gonna work. Why would it work? Oh yeah, we have a new page up today. I completely forgot that there was a new page today, and it's one of my favorite pages. Oh man, I forgot that. Yeah, that actually had a new page. See, that's that's the dangerous thing about having so many comics up ahead of time is I forget when my release dates are. I'm gonna have to get that all taken care of as I do. Let's use the line tool because that seems to be working a lot better than jiggly ass claw mechanics here. Well, everyone forgot, so there we go. Everyone is at fault because no one is at fault. But yeah, it's one of my favorite pages for a lot of reasons. Definitely, I was happy with the art on that one. The writing I thought worked really well too. Just an overall good page in my opinion. Good page. Good page. Good page. Good page. Just tea. Thank you. Using the line tool because I'm a dope. Get that line tool. Use it, Zib. Use the line tool because you're dumb. Not because you're dumb, but just because you have shaky hands. Can't draw with shaky claws. Alright. Okay. Alright, there we go. Room 6. Bzz. 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 That's a little extreme there. That save pops up a lot, doesn't it? Yep, she learned a lesson. That lesson was do not eat on a stormy sea. Barf. I was actually quite happy with the ship. I've never drawn a ship before. There's one thing comics will make you do it is you will be drawing things out of your comfort level. And I had never drawn a ship before, so that was pretty cool. You know, there's a lot of firsts in that page. It's the first time I used a rain brush. It's the first time I used a wood grain brush. And it's also the first time I've drawn both a ship and somebody barfing. So, there we go. Kind of quality that you can only find with Fabian Zib. I'm going to go ahead and make a vector layer. Zoop. Yeah, I goofed before. And I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this layer and scoot it over here. Bloop. Bloop. There we go. Now if I... Aw, come on, don't do that. Last week it was so easy. Last week it was so easy. Oh, man. Last week it was just completely Easeville. Huh. Let's try... Oh, wait. Oh, interesting. There's nothing... Oh, wait. Gosh darn it. Oh, strikes me as so strange why it does that. All I'm trying to do is copy and paste two different layers. And it does not want to do that. Last time I did that, though, had like a little doodah like that. So let's duplicate that now. Put it up here. Yes. Okay, it just needs a little bridge for some reason. I don't know why that is. Let's try. Yes. Oh, that just saved me a bunch of time. Hate messing around with it. All right. The hot chocolate blizzard. I was a big fan of blizzards until I realized that they are not ice cream, and apparently my superior cobalt body cannot handle that. Although I will say my personal favorite Blizzard from the most dairy of queens is the S'mores. S'mores Blizzard. Forever. Number one. Discomfort be damned. When you manage to make chocolate bars with marshmallows inside, there are no words. There are no words or gods that could possibly contain such a thing. Where? There we go. Convert you to a vector layer. You shall be converted, or you shall die, or be deleted. One is it too? Boop. Yeah, s'more Blizzard, man. Because I always want s'more. Oh, I could go back into those and get rid of the little tail that I drew. Despite the fact that that little tail is why everything worked. Neat, neat. Neat, neat. There we go. Zoom in, Zib. You're too far out. It's very difficult to draw that far away. Ooh, apple pie blizzard. I like, well, I mean, I don't like the word blizzard because I hate blizzards, but you had me at apple pie. You know, you hit the brakes right after apple pie, and I'm good. Coming up on that season where we smell cinnamon at most of the stores. But yeah, I made the unfortunate discovery that cobalt intestines and soft serve, sadly, are not allies. They are the most bitter of rivals. And only one can sit upon the porcelain throne. He does not share power. Oh, I've met enough people and learned enough about the food service here in this realm that it makes you not want to eat anywhere. Long story short. There we go. All right. Yeah, these pages are kind of to help contrast between the two. Like, you know, Kisuke, despite all of his difficulties, is flourishing. You know, obviously having a very nice night and being in a very good mood and just excited about everything. There's also some dialogue coming up that actually is really sweet, and I'm looking forward to it quite a bit. But you know, and that's because they're together and they're, you know, adventuring together. Roko's not having as good a time. she's having a rough go of it. And it's just to kind of contrast the way the two their lives have kind of spun off, so. Yeah, she is kind of alone, and I think that's part of what bugs her so much. It's how she started, and I don't think she liked it. Well, no worries. This is Trap Finders after all. She'll be okay. God, I love this theme in Mass Effect. The one thing that I find so great about the beginning, and it's like it's impossible to avoid. It's not like it's a spoiler, but the main character's name is Shepard, and their whole deal is bringing the entire galaxy together against a single threat. And one of the most poignant parts of the game, it gives me chills every time I watch it, is at the beginning your ship is attacked
It's crippled. Most of your crew is dead, and you manage to get people to the escape pods while you stay behind to make sure that they go off. And the person who's supposed to bring everyone together in the galaxy, who's supposed to, be the protector and savior, they die alone. And it's just so sad. It's just like, God, you died alone in space. Ugh. This kind of gets me choked up. It's just like, oh God, what a fantastic direction to go in. Yeah, don't worry. Hiroko won't be too bad for too long. It is a bit of a character thing. She does have a lot to go through and a lot to deal with. There's a lot there that she hasn't said. Even to her wine bottle. Who I think is going to be a recurring character. And obviously this isn't to make light of alcoholism, but when you live with it, it becomes a little bit more of a point that you can utilize. Yes, in space, no one can hear you scream because it's a vacuum. Sound doesn't travel in a vacuum. I don't travel in a vacuum either. As it turns out, I get clogged up in there very, very easily. Had my tail stuck in there for like 20 minutes, I think. Terrible feeling. Terrible noise. And the dog was upset. This wasn't a good time. So long story short, I don't like vacuums. Alien was such a good film. I should watch that again. Wouldn't you know it, there was a slight earthquake during the night, possibly because of a room just shaking out of control for no discernible reason. And all the cat bottles just on the floor, just gone, solid gone. Sorry, Black Fox. It's just an unfortunate effect of the canon. I'm not putting that much effort into a background bottle ever again. And that is a promise that you can assume is very genuine, coming from Fabian Zip. Classic or remake of Alien? I didn't realize there was a remake of the first Alien movie. I'm instantly suspicious because you can't remake the original Alien film. It was absolutely a product of its time. It was absolutely excellent in its execution. Yeah, you can't remake Alien. Anyone who says otherwise is selling something. Oh, I would not want to see a remake of Alien. That would very much make me sad. Oh, is it like what, Prometheus? I heard those movies were not very good. I didn't bother watching them. Alien by itself is excellent because of Ridley Scott and because of the film using the technology they had at the time to make a believable future. Aliens is great because James Cameron was just like, let's kick this shit up a notch. Then he snorted a huge fat line of white lightning and made Aliens. Prometheus just looked terrible. Oh, it's not a remake, but it's a remake. Well, and how could you have anyone besides Sigourney Weaver? Ripley, the original badass. I think it was, is it Abby Johnson, really talented comic creator, who she made a comic. It was like just a 2-panel comic, but it was Ripley from the first movie. And most of the crew is dead. I was betrayed by an android that I thought was my friend. there's an alien stalking these halls that'll kill me instantly if I see it. And then she's like, where is my cat? It's like, it was like priorities. I'm glad that she saved Jonesy. I like Jonesy. And what an incredible ending to that first movie as well. It's like, it's not like this victorious, you know, like, oh, the conquering hero. It's like, no, Ripley's alone, drifting in space for decades. She's just gone. You know, I think that's one of the cool things about it. It's like sometimes the only prize is the fact that you survived. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's a cool way of doing that. Plus, I don't think I think 78 or 79 is when that was released, but I don't think at that time, I don't think that science fiction had any horror elements to it like that. So, very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Very cool movies that I did not make. I think the disappointing thing really about most of those movies is the fact that they just keep going to the same well. You know, it's like the what is it? It's always, what was I just talking about before? Oh, it's like Jurassic Park. It's the same movie. You know, it's like Alien and Aliens kind of set the tone for this entire universe. And it's like, that's fine. But, like, the weirdest thing about it is that, like, they keep making the same movie. It's like, in Jurassic Park, for example, it's always InGen or whatever other company they've made up for it now. It's always the same thing of the company, like, we're going to harness the power of dinosaurs for entertainment. It's going to be amazing. And it's like, yeah, that doesn't work, and it never works. It has never worked. And then it's like, well, now we're going to use the dinosaurs as weapons. Guess what? That didn't work either. The whole point of the story is that you can't contain nature. You can't take something as powerful as nature and control it. You know? There's of course, the Ian Malcolm line, the life finds a way. But it's true. That's the point of the whole novel. The novel actually goes more into Malcolm's ramblings about chaos theory, which is really interesting. But yeah, the same thing with aliens. It's just Weyland-Yutani wants to take the aliens and make them a bioweapon. Okay, what about the next movie? Weyland-Yutani wants to make the aliens a bioweapon. Oh, what about this Prometheus? It's like some crazy company, no one's saying who, is totally, it's Weyland-Yutani, and they want to use the aliens to make them as weapons. It's just stupid. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to wreck an ecosystem, let loose some xenomorphs. They're going to make that shit humid and nasty and covered in ichor and goop. Let me tell you, coming from the Underkingdom, I've seen my share of goop. Those aliens make a lot of goop. Like an insane amount of goop. There's a little too much mucus in those movies. Even that word is gross. Mucus. Sounds like the name of somebody you don't like. I think I like Hiroko with just the big Muppet-style frown. That's awesome. Oh, God. Sorry, buddy. Oh, I woke up the doggy. I'm sorry, buddy. Loud blue thing. Aliens vs. Predator is interesting because I understand the movies were okay. Mainly because you got to distract yourself from the aliens with other aliens. And the Yajita are a cool race, obviously. They're very cool. But I remember, I think it was the comics, actually. The Alien comics were instrumental in keeping that franchise alive after the disappointment of Alien 3. But they were all published by Dark Horse, which was interesting because they were kind of an unknown brand at the time. But then they kind of became ubiquitous with, like, not necessarily underground, but kind of like forgotten or otherwise, like, kind of low-level IPs, at least at that time. I felt the same way, actually. I felt the same way about Harry Potter. I think it was the third movie where I started realizing that it was really dark. Like, not just, like, in subject matter, but in light. It's like I couldn't see anything. I don't think anybody I went to the movie with could see anything. Oh, I think the only other thing about Aliens vs. Predator I was going to say is the arcade game was amazing. And I didn't realize how much of a tie-in it had for the series as well as the comics at the time. Because if I oh dear. Yeah, I never really got too far into the Alien franchise. Oh, the Aliens vs. Predator PC game is just top shelf. Even now, that game came out in 1999, and it is still good. It is still scary. Just saying something. Some of those graphics are less than impressive nowadays. Hiroko, sweetheart, we're going to need to figure out your hands because they're not working right now, and that's not helping us. Gonna need you to help me on this one. Let's get the bottle drawn. I remember when they put out Alien 3 and they had all the movie tie-in games and everything. They made one for the Genesis, which was, it was Genesis, so it was cool. But Ripley has like a pulse rifle and a flamethrower and a grenade launcher. And I was just like, are you sure you're not mixing this up with, I don't know, the last movie? Like, Aliens? Because that's when she had all this shit. I will not forget the bottle eyes. The bottle eyes will be in there. Thank you. Now that the bottle is a character in itself. I absolutely love this Muppet frown. If there was a hungover Muppet, it would be Hiroko. I mean, you're 3 feet tall, you drink an entire bottle of wine, things are going to happen. Okay, that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. I was thinking she'd have her hand wrapped around the neck of the bottle, and it's just not going to do it. So we'll do that, and then the googly eyes will be visible, so everyone is happy. Wow, it's red. Okay, that's way more red than it needs to be. Googly eyes, ahoy! There we go. Surprisingly enough, neither have I. I've only gotten really drunk a couple times, and never again, fortunately. But yeah, never really had a hangover. Had a friend in college who got very drunk, partied, and he said he blacked out. Which I was like, oh, that's really dangerous. And he's like, oh, no, it's cool. He was with friends. And he woke up, and he was in his bunk bed in his room. He was fully clothed. Everything was fine, except he was missing his shoes. And he had, from what I recall him saying, he had Taco Bell cheese sprinkled on him. Like, just on him. Yeah, I've cut back on my drinking quite a bit. Not only for the fact that it's expensive. Good God. There you go. Oh, poor Oroko. Oh, you poor little thing. Look at you. Look at you with your little... I mean, I forgot. I got to get a hair foo from there somewhere so we know it's Oroko. There we go. Get those foofs. You can't see it, but I think her tail would be all fanned out. Like, it wouldn't be the sleek fox shape. It would definitely just be like a... Looks like she put her finger in a socket. Or she slept on it weird. Alright. I keep trying to do this by hand. It is just not... It's not working for me, so we're just going to draw it. The line tool. See how much better that feels? You big blue idiot. Oh, I'm not an idiot. I'm just trying to do things very quickly. Oh, smoking is incredibly expensive. I've never bothered. Oh, you know what? No, I have those going the wrong way because the door opens inward. Let's fix the perspective on that. Silly me. Flattish, I'm not sure I understand. Yep, that should be leaning in the other direction. Hey, buddy. Hi. I have a sweet little doggo here. I say little, I could ride him if I wanted. I would think shampoo and conditioner would be... Oh, yeah, the tail being flat. I would imagine shampoo and conditioner would be just a astronomical expense for a lot of these folks. Or maybe they learned from chinchillas and they just take dust baths. That would smell terrible after a very short time. I don't think I'd want that. Hi, buddy. Don't worry, buddy. You're okay. You're all right. I have a very excited pooch over here. Yeah, you're on the stream. You should say something. Hey, hi. Say hello. I think it's one of those things where the shampoo and conditioner are probably like easy to make or easy to find. It's like aloe vera grows in like the cracks between sidewalks. You know? Yeah, chinchilla are pretty crazy little things. I don't think I've ever drawn a chinchilla, and I don't think I want to because they are just... They're adorable, and I can't get that adorableness on paper. You wanna go outside? You won't go outside, buddy. I bet you do, but you won't go outside. There you go. There you go. Ooh, easy. Easy. Careful. Oh yeah, chinchilla are super round. They're like the polar opposites of ferrets. Instead of being tubular, they are roundastic. Oh, there we go. And then we're going to get some color in there for getting some of the movement lines and everything. Should be good there. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. A small, heavily armed chinchilla with a large shield and spear. I think the other one that I had been intending to draw, a couple of them, actually. One of them was armadillo. Or a pangolin. Pangolin are adorable. They always look like they're trying to ask you to the prom. And what was the other one? Rhinos. Rhinos and elephants. Those are the other ones that I wanted to add in here at some point. Because I like to make things more difficult for myself. All right. Well, hour and a half there, so that's a couple of good pages here. Let me see what else we have going on. Let me save this up real quick. Hi-yo. I mean, aw. This page is done. This page is inked, ready to go. It's 2 pages inked. The other one desperately needs a map, so that'll be something I have to work on, but no worries. Okay. Doodly 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 doo. That's right. I was working on some promotional art. There we go. Magic rectangle ahoy! Okay, so what I'm working on here is actually a little bit of promotional art, like I said. This is going to be a little postcard. And it essentially is just going to be a kind of a flyer for the stream and for the comic itself. So that's going to be fun. Oh yeah, I've seen some similar measures to that that they've gone to dissuade poachers. The other one that I saw was they were I think they were 3D printing rhino and elephant tusks, rhino horns and elephant tusks, basically to head them off the pass. Like, they're worthless, and they still have horns, they still have tusks, they can still use them as needed. But I thought that was an interesting solution. But yeah, anything to stop those poachers from killing them, because I have a very soft spot in my heart for elephants. They're so huge, but they're so smart. They're so emotional. They're very incredible creatures. I think the bit that I have going on here is that Hiroko will be stepping on a trap while everyone is kind of just like, oh god. That's the tagline the comics had for many years now, is "Did you hear a click?" All right. Yeah, and this pass is really just for blocking out the characters and what they're doing, general expressions and stuff. Actually, I'm pretty happy with this so far. This is nice. For having only messed with it for a couple minutes, that's actually pretty nice, so. Katya, of course, is less than pleased. There we go. Kind of getting a little sneak peek as to some of the little costume changes we'll be doing, so. Some of them make more sense than others, but Hiroko's costume change just comes as a, I wouldn't say necessity, but definitely comes as a, definitely needs to change up a little bit. General sketching, general sketching. You know what? I'm gonna make it less like she's looking at Hiroko like she's mad. More like she's rolling her eyes. Just like a again. Suicide Run is probably the best song on this entire album. It's so good. I did hear about the hurricane. I haven't followed much of it since it's very west of me, but historically, I understand that it's very rare for them to get hurricanes. I guess it's been downgraded to a tropical storm already, so it's not too bad. Still. Looks kind of more like a rat here than she does a cat. I think it's because I haven't really defined her muzzle yet. Let's get some of that extra stuff out of there so I can do that. Okay, there's her cheek. There's her chin. There we go. That's better. Yes, it would be very southwest of you, wouldn't it? Her head is kind of big. Let's give that a little bit of the old Fabian Zib D head larger. Patent pending. There we go. That's a little better. Oh, man. So much arting. How's everyone else doing so far, huh? How's everyone doing tonight? In my like original sketch, I definitely over planned what Katya's feet would be in terms of how big they are. Eyes need to be a little bit more hooded than that, just to get the oh brother kind of look. Yeah, it kind of ruins it a little bit. Yes, well, hopefully everyone does okay. I never like seeing big storms like that roll through because I know some unlucky folks are just going to get pasted by it. Okay, so we've got a good idea as to where Katya is and what she's doing. Kisuke. Get him in there. Neck and the shoulder. And the chest. Chestorino. And the butt. A little bit of butt on that guy. Hey, welcome back. There's a doggo here again. He's holding a sign that says Fabian Zib is the coolest. Well, I'm not one to disagree with dogs. Let's reposition that leg. Instead of redrawing it, let's just move it. That's better. Black Box, when? I beg you, when have people not been stupid? I don't believe the grand majority, but there's going to be some people who are going to be trapped in this storm. They absolutely shouldn't be. And they're going to be like, we need help. Oh, we need all the resources of the government to assist us. And it's going to be ridiculous because it's like, you knew about this weeks ago. Stop staying here during horrible storms. He's got a clown nose here. Actually, let's straighten out that arm a little bit. I don't think that's going to work. I think you have to have it up. Biff. Well, I just biffed myself in the nose with my microphone. Hello, microphone. I'm glad you're here too. Okay. Getting closer. There we go. General sketching. Need to remind myself that I'm not like doing the whole thing right here. There. God, I love Suicide Run. It's so good. There we go. I'll refine these expressions, obviously, but yeah, if you want good sci-fi music, Black Box, Suicide Run from Mass Effect 2. Super, super good. It never fails to inspire me in some way or another. precious pearls. Hands on his eye. I think if we were to extract Hiroko here. I think I just want to make her a little bigger. If I remember correctly, the advertising for Mass Effect had the tagline "Fight for the Lost." I thought that was an interesting tagline. There we go. Okay. It puts Hiroko a little bit more in the foreground, which is good because it's kind of like she's ahead of the party. I would need to scoot Kisuke back a little bit. Sketches. Whoops, wrong layer. Okay, I once again bungled the idea of putting them all on their own layers. But since this is just the preliminary sketch, that's okay as well. Because the way I do sketches, I actually go over them several times. There we go. Oh, goodness gracious me. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. All right. Good deal. All right. Excellent. Okay. You lot sit there for a moment. I'm going to go grab another potion. I am parched and warm in here. I will be right back.
All right. Got my potion.
All right, so yeah, this is kind of how I do preliminary sketches, and then once I have them all set, I actually kind of do like pre-line art. I know it's probably more work uh, than most people would want to do, but I am so enamored with the sketchy portion of drawing that it kind of helps me anyway. I saw somewhere it was owie. It was someone was talking about artists and why we like the sketchy lines and their theory, or at least their research, whatever they had done, had suggested that the reason that artists like those is because of the lines existing in all the different possible configurations, and that one of them was right, and your brain would find the right one. I thought it was an interesting premise. Not sure how accurate it is, but very interesting premise nonetheless. Anything to help explain why I like the fuzzy lines. It helps when you're drawing, furry characters as well. There we go. Gonna focus Hiroko on this. So she is kind of the focal point anyway. Oh, cool. You re-downloaded Armello. Is a good game. I'm so happy I won that last one. I honestly thought the badger was going to snake it out from under me. Horus. Yeah, definitely a good game. Just I need to get back in the swing of things because I am not great at it. I never was great at it, but I was better than I've been on stream. Ooh-wee. Some of those games have been real stinkers, but they've been really aggressive, too. Like that Fang. Oh, my God. I'm glad I won that game because that Fang was driving me crazy. It's like, I will not be your wolf girlfriend. Ah, the love theme of Mass Effect. I remember the news, they were all in an uproar about the sex scenes in Mass Effect. I'll tell you what, you don't get to see crap. I played for how many hours and got one boobless shower scene. I was very disappointed. But I did romance Garrus, which was the right and proper thing to do, because Garrus is amazing. The inability to romance Krogan in that game is absolutely criminal. Yes, exactly. Dragon Age underwear sex. Ridiculous. Especially if you buy the game at retail, like when it first comes out. It's like, I paid $70. Give me my smut. I got to see things going into things. Okay. Yeah, it did. It was underwear sex. It was the most tame of all. It was one of those things where it was like, they tried. I think they caved to a lot of political pressure, but not that they would ever have like a hardcore scene in the game, but still. that's all for the Mass Effect music. I don't have it on repeat, so once I finish rendering this boob, I will. Yep. Looks like the music is done. So, where shall we go in Music Land now? Where shall we go in Music Land now? That is a good question. 99% of the stuff I have would get shot down and knocked out by the Twitch audio gods. They would say to me, "Nay, thou shalt not enjoy music of any variety, shape, or sound." Oh, what else we got? It's like, would I like to listen to Queen? Absolutely, I'd like to listen to Queen. Just can't do it on the stream. Oh, what else I got? I have Dragon Age music. Hell, that'd probably get knocked out too. Oh, perfect. There we go. Nexus. Yes. Oh, that's sexy. I love it. Fabian Sim, Private Eye. Oh, that is a schmexy sax solo. I love it. Brings back the era of 90s anime so easily when Japan had first discovered the saxophone. These are selections from Etrian Odyssey Nexus. I absolutely adore the Etrian Odyssey series. I really need to get back into it. They just re-released the first 3 games on Steam, and they're way too expensive. But essentially, they really helped reinvigorate dungeon crawlers in the U.S. Very Animu, very, very weeaboo game, but at the same time, very, very cool. Very brutal. Really brings back the wizardry aesthetic. Now these, Hiroko, your hips are not as wide as your shoulders, and I think that's going to be a problem. You look like a linebacker. I goofed that up. All right, let's try this again. Oh yeah, sax music is it's always something else. A mournful cry for some. Ooh, I think this is a soprano sax, too. Could also be a tenor, I'm not sure. I never played saxophone. I played stringed instruments when I was in Bardic College. I didn't play them well. Hence why I'm no longer in Bardic College. There we go. It's a little better. Something wrong with her body. You know what? I think it's the pose. She just looks like she's just like dumbly walking on something. I think I know what to do with this. Let's see. Shoulders need to come up. This just might not be the format for it, but kind of have to tighten her up a little bit. She did this pose a long time ago, so it's almost a callback. There we go. Films prefer having an orchestral soundtrack anyway. It's a little bit easier to talk over. As I have so many things to say here. That's Fabian's it. Almost knocked over a small speaker that I thought was a can of potion. Had a small blue heart attack. Yeah, I think that's more what I'm going for. I'm going for like the oopsie kind of thing. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Interesting thing about Etrian Odyssey Nexus is that they took music from the entire series and remixed it for that specific game. So that was interesting. It was those games were on the DS and the 3DS. Cloak in there. Okay. Okay. There we go. I think Steam heard me talking about science fiction stuff because now it's just like, oh, by the way, there's some science fiction games on sale just now. It's like, uh-huh. Phone's not listening to me. Okay. Get her little shorts kind of things in there. It could be I made her too tall. That might actually be the problem. I know, it's the ever-present problem of being an artist is something is wrong. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm going to find out. And that's going to be by trying things. The other stance to have her in would have her be like bow-legged, kind of like in like a very arched look. It's like I just need to pick something, but you know, that's the hard part about doing any kind of promotional art is that it's very difficult. Okay. This is good though because I actually have not sat down and worked on this, even though I have intended to. It just, you know, life gets in the way and things happen. I mean, the other, put it on a separate layer, but the other look I would have for her would be like, would be something like this. Honestly, I kind of like that because it does, I mean, everything is so crowded here. There's like a whole mess of heads here. And that works for Bohemian Rhapsody, but it does not necessarily work for me. So what we'll do is we'll save this, and we will... Let's just work off of this, because I think it's funny as shit. Oh, God. Yeah, Captain Morgan's stance would be fun, too. Yeah, my thought was to have her, like, standing on something that was like a trap. Like, basically, like, she once again walked into a trap. As that is kind of her want. But I could give that a try, actually. Let's see how that works out with a Captain Morgan style pose. You're giving them a lot of credit for being good adventurers. But they could use a break, couldn't they? Let's see. Let's try that. Let's just give that a shot in terms of... Oh, that would be awesome. Yes. Let me explore that. That'd be funny. So the treasure chest is roughly here. Hi, buddy. Treasure chest is roughly here. And then... because it has to have eyes for it to be evil. Yeah, one tentacle wrapped around the leg, something like that. And then she's kind of got like the... Okay, I kind of like this idea. I kind of like this. And then everyone else is just like, oh, shit. Essentially, the aesthetic here is every D&D game I have ever played. Which is, right, we're going to be victorious. Oh, shit! It's like every D&D game I've ever played could just be described by that slam cut. You know, of just like, all right, guys, let's head into this dungeon. There's no way we can... Oh, my God, he's dead! Well played, Dynamic Cat. I like this idea. We're going to go ahead and run with it. Back to the rough sketch, but still. It is more honestly, it makes a better piece. It makes it visually, it's more funny. Which is what I'm going for. I'm not going for this, like, there are some dramatic moments in Trap Finders, but I'm not going for this,
Next on a very special Trap Finders. That kind of thing. Definitely not going there. Plus, her flexing is funny because she's not strong. It's Hiroko. You're a rogue.
It definitely is more to her character to have been like, yeah, I got a treasure chest. This is going to be amazing. And then it's like, why am I being digested? I should have given her like a gimmick, like a Pirapt of unlimited lives, where she just dies all the time. Just in stupid ways. Just... Gosh, this dungeon sure is amazing. Wham! Like there's a rock. And she just like pops up from around a corner. Hey guys. That would be an amazing magic item and actually kind of a plot idea. Pirapt. Yes, a Pirapt of unlimited lives. I like this idea. I could scooch. You know what? I can move the Mage's Pearl up a little bit. That's fine. I'm going to scooch her up a little bit too. Keep her feet from getting off kilter here. There we go. There we go. I knew we'd get some traction eventually. Thank you, Dynamic Cat. A fantastic idea. This definitely brings me back to the... Yeah, that'd be the map. It would definitely be the map of, like, the map of you are here. And it's it's literally just the map that points you to the nearest map. That shoulder up. No. Shoulder up. There we go. Much better. Okay. And get her tail to be all fuzzed out. This is great. This is exactly what I was hoping to get. This is the kind of thing that I do on stream, or why I do these kinds of things on stream. Because they always generate better ideas than what I could come up with just sitting and wishing I had an idea just floating around. I really should play up more of the useless magic items. That would be pretty funny. I like the idea of the Pirapt of unlimited lives, and it not only does it give you unlimited lives, like you always come back from death, but you are more likely to die in every situation. Like you're like the long shot X-Man of death. like oh boy, I love corn on the cob. Thump. Like maybe it can only happen a certain amount of times a day, but still. Oh my god. Where have you been? We've been waiting for you for the last half hour. Fell in the toilet. Drowned. I'm okay though. Let's get out of here. It's pretty morbid when I think of it, but damn if it isn't funny. Periactive unlimited lives. Or even something like technically a cursed item, like the Periaptive Perseverance, and it's like, oh yeah, this sounds like a really great magic item. It's just like, you can never die, but you will die every single day. It's like, I don't know if this magic item was thought through. I like to think the corpses are left behind until the corpse giver or corpse maker is nearby. Then it kind of just goes, just poofs away. It can't exist at the same time. You're either dead or you're not. Wow, that sounds like an amazing item. It was for about 10 minutes. Now I hate it, but I can't get it off. And guess what happens every time I try to take it off? You die. I die. Yes, I die. Hell, this writes itself. I just see like a montage of things happening, like they're all sitting in a field at night. It's really pretty and romantic, and they're just like, oh, it's beautiful. You can see all the stars, and then smash! A meteor just falls on Hiroko. Oh, my poor girl. It's funny, though. Oh, dang. Oh, dang, oh, dang. I will have to work on this fist here. It needs to be curled in a little bit more. Come on. There you go. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Yeah, it haunts some guy specifically. Like, he always just happens to be in the worst place at the worst time. It's like, I don't know what it is. I keep seeing this girl and she's dead all the time. I think you have too much stress. You must take a vacation. Yeah, you're right. And he goes to the beach and she sees her being eaten by a shark. He's like, oh, come on! Oh, yeah, it's super morbid, but it's also super funny. To me, anyway. Periaptive Unlimited Lives. Just wrote that down in a little notebook because I would really like to use that sometime. Oh, wow. That laugh really got me. Good grief. Oh, what one was this from? Was this from Nexus? A fine question, Zib. Let's find out. This one is... Oh, it is one of the Battlefield songs. The foolhardy are bathed in blood. I don't believe this is one of the older ones. I think this is actually from Nexus itself. That's pretty cool. Oh, I like the idea of like a lucky rabbit's foot where it's like a lucky rabbit's foot. You feel pretty normal. You're walking around and you see a rabbit. And you're like, oh, hey, look, it's a rabbit. That's pretty cute. And a very short time later, you see 2 rabbits. And you're like, oh, wow, there's more rabbits. Then you see 4. Later, you see 8. And it just gets worse. On one hand, you're just like, oh, man, I will never want for conies again. I'll be able to hunt them down real easy. After a while, you get really sick of rabbits. And then they outnumber you. So the kind of DM you would get with Fabian Zib, so. Ye be warned. I forgot her little cloak. I still want to do something with Action Stickman here. I'm ready for anything. Look out, world. Here comes Action Stickman. I'm coming for you. Losing my goddamn mind. Oh, Action Stickman, step back. This is like the most fun I've had in a drawing stream in a long time. This is great. Okay, let's get it. Oh yeah, the cheese wheel that summons lobsters. Kind of want her mouth to be visible because I don't think the joke has as much of an impact if you can't see her little like. Yeah, I really like this. I really like this idea. This works out way better. Oh, my poor little guys. Critterkin aren't nearly this entertaining in my home realm, so it's nice to see. Yeah, definitely like caught mid-victory. Fixing that foot a little bit. Giving it a little bit more volume. There we go. Why do I feel like today's like a Friday? This is insane. Yeah, this worked out way better for Hiroko than I thought it would. And it's not like a cop-out pose, you know? It's definitely it has more character, it has more comedy to it. Or do we just do her Muppet frown? Which we have established in this particular stream. A little bit of Spumco in there. That's kind of funny. Because you can always just do like the little, but I do kind of like the do not like. Eyes are a little bit bigger than normal. Yeah. This will be the last stream for a week or two, but we will be back with. We'll be back properly very shortly. Won't be too long at all. Time will go by like you don't believe. That little frown works so well. I don't know why I haven't used it more often. Even better is just kind of like the blank. Gotta get some eyelashes in there. How else will you know she's a girl? There we go. I feel like drawing is a lot like sculpting in the fact that a lot of the times you'll have the shapes and you just need to carve what you're trying to get out of it. Just interesting stuff. It's not interesting, but that's okay. It's interesting to me. And because you're stuck here listening to me, it'll be interesting to you too. Extremely interesting.
Just like Fabian Zeb.
I like to think in her travels, Hiroko has become extremely bad at the early celebrations. Like, yeah, we killed the dragon. We just got here. Whoops. Yeah, I've been trying to draw less simple legs for Hiroko. To some effect. To some effect, I will say. Oh, geez, yeah. Time just flies. Yeah, it's about 11:25 over here. We will probably clean up this little sketchy-do. Kind of get all these lines in here, and then we will probably call it for tonight. It has been a very productive night, actually. I'm very, very pleased with everything here, especially this here. I have just been meaning to get it done for a long time. Again, this is why I love the stream, because like I have to push myself to do stuff. So otherwise, you'd just be sitting at a blank canvas for a couple hours. And it's like, I don't want that. I'm usually up quite late. I'm a bit of a night kobold. Yeah. Tumult. Call that dreadful name. I believe this is from Etrian Odyssey 3. A game that you get your own pirate ship. And if that doesn't excite you, I don't know what will. Now, the only shame here is that I can't. The cloak has completely obscured the foofed out tail. Maybe the cloak is being completely blown away by the tail. Does imply a little bit more movement, which is pretty nice. We'll keep it for the moment. It seems like a fun idea. I like the idea that the foof of the tail expanding as it was as she was so surprised is enough to throw the cloak back. Yeah, there we go. Something like that. Let's do the coil first, because that'll make it easier. There we go. Something like that. We'll play with that. Might play with the perspective on it too, and yeah, make it more from like down in the front. But yeah, no, this is absolutely a great direction. So thank you again, Dynamic Cat. This is a great suggestion. But that is 2.5 hours of me drawing, and it's a lot of drawing to do. So I think I'm going to call it a little early tonight, as I do not have a game plan for tonight. But this has been a lot of fun. This has been a good stream, I think. Definitely one of my top 10. So super enjoyed it. Super enjoyed this. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I will probably have more promotional art stuff that I'm going to be trying to do in the very near future. So that might be something that takes up the space that a page would do. That's okay. We can slow down on pages. We have a lot, and I do have a lot that I need to get finished. So yeah. I think this works really well. Just in an expression of, oh God, I won. Wait. So, but yeah, thanks everybody for stopping by. It was really nice to see Project. Thanks, of course, Black Box for being here. Dynamic Cat, thanks for being here. Everyone else, definitely thanks for being here. Be you bot or be you human, thank you for stopping by. And we will see you next. God, this is just the thumbnail, isn't it? This is the thumbnail. All right, great. I do have a lot of pages. I need more. I got to hoard them like a dragon. like a big, smart, awesome, sexy dragon. So, in any case, I will see you guys next week if I am around. I'll know more about when I'm around on next Monday. Likely I won't be home in time to stream, but next Thursday we will be back with more comics and games and jokes and japes. All here with Fabian Zid. Okay, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. And the stream is done.